Welcome to Running the Table, the podcast where we run through everything on the table in the world of college basketball. And we got another Butler recap. The opening round of the Big East tournament against Xavier. Butler going down 72-76, early exit in Madison Square Garden. So without further ado, let's run it. With both teams' season on the line, this rendition of the Butler Xavier rivalry was sure to be a dogfight, and it definitely delivered. With nothing to lose and everything to play for, these two teams gave us nothing short of an absolute thriller. So, what the heck happened? This game was back and forth the whole way, action packed until the end. If 22 different lead changes doesn't excite you, then you're not a college basketball fan because this one was as exciting as it gets. Neither team played well towards the start, but things picked up at the end with a final sequence that was gut-wrenching for Butler fans. Things started slow in the first half, featuring runs from both teams. Xavier jumped out in front halfway through the first half with an 8-0 run and a 7-point lead. However, that would be their largest lead of the game as Butler used an 11-0 run of their own to jump back out in front. It stayed about even with Xavier carrying a 1-point lead at it 32-31 going into the second half, but that's when the scoring started. These two teams battled back and forth until the end, but the Musketeers took control in the final 2 minutes. Up and down the floor, Xavier got baskets out of their most important possessions, and despite multiple steals and opportunities for the Dogs, they couldn't cash in as their Big East tournament ended with a 4-point first round defeat. Some of the top performers from the game on Butler's side, Pierre Brooks with a 21-point day, 8 from 13 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, 4 boards, 2 assists, and a steal. And Posh Alexander, 14 points, 5 for 11 from the field, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. But what was impressive about Posh's performance wasn't in the stat sheet. It was the guts that he showed coming down with a knee injury in the first half, going back to the locker room, and then coming out and playing most of the second half. It was gutsy, it was impressive, and hats off to Posh for an incredible game. Too bad that it just went to waste and it resulted in a loss. On Xavier's side, Desmond Claude was the game's leading scorer with 26 points. He shot 11 for 20 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Davion McKnight was right behind him with 20 of his own, 8 for 12 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 5 boards, 4 assists, and 4 steals, making his presence felt on defense. Butler's honorable mention is Jalen Thomas with 14 points, 6 of 8 from the field, very efficient. Knocked down both of his 3-pointers, 7 boards and 3 blocks. And Quincy Olivari, the conference's leading scorer, is the honorable mention for Xavier with 19 points, 7 for 19 from the field, but he took 13 3-point attempts and made 3 of them. So he was not afraid to light it up. 9 boards and 6 assists as well. Some key team points starting with Butler. They went to the 3 ball early and often, and although they got some to drop, they didn't shoot nearly well enough. As a team, they went 8 for 26 from 3, which translates to about 30.8%. For as many threes as this team loves to shoot, they didn't get good enough looks consistently and didn't put down the good looks that they did get. On the other side, the turnovers are just killer, man. They committed 18 turnovers, which is just too damn many if you want to advance and save your season. As well as Pierre Brooks and Posh Alexander played in the shooting department, both committed 6 turnovers each, which was a huge problem. And who knows, maybe with better ball security, perhaps this game swings in a different direction. On Xavier's side, they made it an emphasis to get to the basket early and often, and it showed as they dominated the points in the paint, 46 to Butler's 32. They were aggressive driving to the rack and leveraging defenders to get good quality looks at the rim. Some points in the paint came from second chance looks as they were aggressive on the glass as well with 10 offensive boards. And another thing that Xavier did really well was preparation when it mattered most. On the final sequence, not only did Sean Miller prepare a squad well on both ends of the floor, they executed it well, and that led to the win. There was an incredibly long possession review towards the end, and whatever Sean Miller told his guys in the huddle worked according to plan. Xavier's defense was able to poke the ball free and force steals multiple times and knew exactly what to do going back down on the other end of the floor, and that made all the difference in the world. Up next for Xavier, they get their second round matchup against UConn, the daunting UConn Huskies. So good luck with that. That's your problem now. But for Butler, that's probably it for the season. At least the season that matters. They're probably going to get an invite to the NIT, but we're not going to cover that on the channel because, quite frankly, who cares? Um, and although they didn't end up making the NCAA tournament, they're not going to hear their name called on Selection Sunday. But that's okay because this year was a huge step in the right direction for the program compared to the last 3 years, compared to where we were under Laval Jordan when Thad Matta stepped in. This is a massive step in the right direction. Thad Matta has us trending upwards, and building a program takes a lot of time. More patience is required, but Butler will be a good basketball team again. That much I'm sure of. But that's all I got for the final Butler recap of the 2023-2024 season. If you want to watch our other Butler recaps, I have that, as well as Tim does Purdue recaps and Boom Buster Believable, where he runs through the Big Ten. We're also doing conference breakdowns to get you ready for Selection Sunday and the NCAA tournament because March Madness is coming fast, and we can't wait to bring it to you. If there's anything else you want us to talk about, let us know. But until next time, I am out of here.